Hello everybody, my name is Stella Reach. Allow me to introduce you about the potential new series, Could They Obtain Absolute Powers? Where I now introduce you about the fascinating idea of Ben's transformation possibly attaining an absolute power. This series will explore characters in possible situations or certain scenarios who would be capable of attaining absolute power. By absolute power, I would mean abilities and powers with the concept they revolve around at its maximum level. No restrictions nor limitations to it. The Wiki's lack of definition between absolute powers and its brother almighty powers. With the wiki going as far to warning others to not confuse absolute powers with his brother. So here's my attempt at absolute powers as a category. Absolute powers have a concept that they can represent, like the concept of strength. The concept of strength pushes one's absolute power level and manages to breach its own limits and achieve a state of superiority, along with claiming to be all and end all efficiency. With strength and nuances between absolute and almighty powers, we could explore on that example from earlier, the concept of absolute strength. In this context, absolute strength, called by lots of things, strength of God, limited strength, godly strength, or intermediate strength. For this video, we will just call it absolute strength. Let's speak about its canon definition. The canon definition follows as the user generating limitless and unsurpassed physical strength. For visualization, the user is casually capable of leaving massive distances that hypothetically dwarf planets, only strikes that could, in theory, shift dimensions, potentially one-hit kill, and immunity to any power associated to strength stealing. The only thing in the universe to remotely keep up to the user's strength will be infinity, and yet sadly, it is merely pushing back to the user with intermediate strength. Well, this somehow gets easier than initially thought, considering that Omnitrix has Alien X, a confirmed only posted alien by the show writers and the two smartest men alive, possibly with the Omnitrix's possible doom being nulled by the fact that it's having the ability to hold immense power. There's no worry about a absolute power destroying the device. With people probably being unfamiliar about the Omnitrix, let me go into a bit more detail about it. It's alien technology created by the smartest alien in 5 galaxies, used to understand all lives across the universe, but as well as used by Benjamin Tennyson. He uses to save the universe in a repeating pattern, altering Ben Tennyson's DNA to transform into the alien he selects in order to save them the day. Bridging further into the subject of the Omnitrix, it has multiple versions that were showcased throughout the series, but we are primarily focusing on the Alien Force Omnitrix, where its collect/capture mode can scan from afar in a wave-like manner. The reasoning behind how Ben 10 received Viltrumite DNA.
Alien DNA sample acquired.
Receiving Viltrumite DNA was not all though, as the Omnitrix has a special feature of any DNA being turned into the peak of the species, alongside with matching the form to the age equivalent of the user, Ben Tennyson. Which brings us like concerning Viltrumite strength is based on the age, and with Tennyson's Viltrumite DNA sample being a 15-year-old, this checks out the argument with Ben attaining absolute strength in this form by a lot, at least initially to be. Just scanning Mark Grayson's DNA isn't enough for Ben to achieve absolute strength. In fact, we've hit the answer as to why Ben Tennyson might not ever reach absolute strength with this transformation. There's going to be two explanations as to why. The most canon-worthy explanation that is the most in line to Ben Tennyson's verse. Ben Tennyson is simply too safe. His fighting style, his tactics, and combative thinking is all about how avoiding disadvantages by switching from alien to alien. Ben Tennyson will be incapable of reaching absolute strength with this Viltrumite transformation because there is nothing out there to push Ben Tennyson into any death experience. No extra threats out there that can scare Ben Tennyson. Viltrumite transformation would be just too strong and go through a lot of what the verse has to offer. Out of 46 episodes in the entire span of Ben 10 Alien Force, Ben Tennyson has only successfully can't match for at best a single episode, which was from Vilgax from Vengeance of Vilgax, Part 2. Even then, Metallic's transformation Diamondhead decided to clutch in. This was one of the rare moments out of the two in the entire series where Ben has been killed or could have been killed. What I'm mentioning that is Ben Tennyson's foes aren't capable of pushing his Viltrumite strength, which limits the strength of this alien. What I'm mentioning that is Ben Tennyson's foes aren't capable of pushing his Viltrumite transformation, which limits the strength of this alien that can only be pushed of a certain level that the Omnitrix can inherently give. The fighting style that Ben has adapted to is contradictory to the evolutionary requirement that Viltrumites have to face in order to get stronger. As you humans would call it, the Omnitrix failsafe cockblocks the Viltrumite transformation from reaching its true power. The second reason, being granted Viltrumite DNA doesn't guarantee the same strength level of the donor, because if it were, then we would see Ben's Consilium be way more faster than we get to see in the prior series, such as Original, Alien Force, and Ultimate Alien Force, and Omniverse. Speed is locked away only because Consiliums get faster at their age, a very similar situation to Viltrumites, who get stronger as they age. Ben 10K is capable of running around the world in just a few seconds at better display than Kent Tennyson, who was Ben Tennyson's son and has the same Omnitrix as young Ben, given a head start versus his father, and still lost. So if we reach the answer, the Viltrumite transformation caps at best to transcendent instead of absolute strength. To Matrix? Holy shit, do we have this reviewed? Oh. Alright, talk about the fucking Ultimatrix. Okay, jokes aside, I'd be delighted to talk about another potential pathway for this alien that I'll leave to you guys down below to name. For now, I'll refer to the subject as V, as in Viltrumite. I'll be honest with you all, Tennyson attains Viltrumite DNA and transforms into V, then it'll be his great fastest transformation, aside from Alien X of course. Though I do need to do my part and reach out to you as to why V is the fastest alien and attains absolute speed in the first place. First, let's talk about what is absolute speed, besides the obvious. Absolute speed is considered to be unlimited maximum speed, transcending the logical limits and boundaries of speed as a concept. Transcending every measurement, formula, or calculation that is related to the constant of speed is simply because they are above all motions of speed, temporal, and spatial dimensions, moving beyond the infinite dimensions of time thanks to going beyond movement itself. Operating in a realm where the conventional rule of space and time no longer holds authority, Viltrumites are capable of bypassing certain laws such as law of inertia, time dilation, and gravity, allowing Viltrumites to move at high speeds that seem instantaneous. With ignoring these laws, as for example, there's a ship in the comics that changes its course. With ignoring these laws, they're capable of reacting to things that wouldn't be feasible. As such a case example, as right beside me, I'll be giving the comic panel of where the ship is from. Anyways, to continue, the ship mentioned in the comic panel beside me changed its course immediately, but was immediately ran by other Viltrumites. A sharp indication of FTL reaction, but more importantly, FTL movement. On the topic of ships, we could see an MTL feat by Invincible. This is done by Invincible jumping out and flying far faster than the FTL ship mentioned before, due to the fact that he deemed it too slow to reach Earth, so intending reaching MFTL speed in order to cross the Virgo cluster to the local group cluster in a much more faster time frame. With this feat mentioned, I feel to introduce another set of evidence. Thrag, a peak Viltrumite, the same person who captured Invincible, Alan, Thaddeus, and Omni-Man, despite all the feats that were shown. Arguably, this completes Thrag as being moving faster than light plus, which will mean V will be arguably far faster than Thrag. With reaching to the end of the conclusion, I have a question to ask. Is V fast enough to reach absolute speed? And I'll be honest here. Earlier I said V is the fastest alien in Best Arsenal, which could be true, but with reading over these facts and doing my research about the topic, I would have to say that I do still believe in my belief of V being a user of absolute speed, simply because the Omnitrix, as we spoke of earlier, does optimize alien DNA of whatever been turned into. This is what includes the former items in Viltrumite physiology, which do include accompanying improving speed to operate at its maximum. This will ensure that V operate at absolute speeds. Personally, I think, yes, it would allow V operate at absolute speeds, but I would have to say that it'd be feasible after a certain amount of time, considering the biological factor of Viltrumites getting better as they age. V is a better example of a speed infinitum than absolute speed. Alright, let's see. I've been gone for a month. Yeah, I've been gone for a month. Not that terrible. Just aside, I am sorry for not uploading something, but I do have plans to introducing new things in the channel. Still Superpower Wiki related, but as well as the fact of expanding my presence in other media. I am, however, very active in Superpower Wiki, so I hope you go there and say hello to me or whatever. Thank you for reaching to the end of the video. I hope I was able to reach you about this potential new series. Leave feedback down below in the comments, and if you enjoy me yapping, then do like the video. If you enjoy my presence, do subscribe, because we're close to 100 subscribers. Help me reach to that goal in this year, at least. Please. With all that said, I'll reach out to you next time as I continue my journey to become the official Superpower Wiki rep.